Hello and welcome once again to Guzzoline Garage. My name's Eddie and today we're going to look at disconnecting the battery on this Jaguar F-Type behind me. You might need to do this as part of a reset procedure, particularly if you have had the car serviced recently or if you have connected an OBD2 scanner for any reason. You sort of little foible of the Jaguar Land Rover cars of this era is that they don't always turn off properly once the OBD2 scanner is disconnected. It can leave some circuits live and leave you with a parasitic battery drain. So if you're continuously getting a low battery warning, despite however much you charge the battery, or you've just had it serviced, or you've just had a fault repaired, and then you've been left with this mysterious battery fault, it could be because the car's circuits are still live, still looking for that OBD2 scanner, and haven't shut down properly. A quick way to fix this or sort it is to charge the battery and disconnect it, leave it for a couple of minutes and reconnect it. There is a way that you can tell whether or not this is the case, and that is when you lock the car, the hazard warning light should go out, I think within a sort of 15-minute window, and if it isn't doing that, it means that the car's circuits are still live. However, my reason for disconnecting the battery today is a little different, and that's because I'm going to do a lot of work on the cooling system of the car, but I'll do that in a different video. For today, let's just look at disconnecting the battery and performing the reset procedure. So the first thing to do then is to open the boot. I've just got to be careful because there isn't a lot of room between my boot and my garage roof. That'll do. Looking in the boot then, there's a little tab here, fabric tab. Pull that, this panel lifts out. And there I've got my compressor and a little oil top-up bottle. And there's another fabric tab on the back of this panel here, which enables you to lift that up and get to the battery. However, under this tray, certainly on the earlier cars, I think they got rid of them on the later cars, there's a second battery, start-stop. Basically, I think that one sort of runs the accessories when the engine's stopped, and that one's for starting and stopping the car engine itself. Well, it's not for stopping it, is it? But you know what I mean. It's for starting it. Anyway, that one does your accessories when the car engine is stopped. I think on later cars, as battery technology got a bit better and start-stop became more prevalent, we just went down to the one battery, I think. Anyway, red means positive, so we're going to leave that alone. And again, red means positive, so we're going to leave that alone. We're going to look at the other terminal, the negative, and the other terminal, the negative, which is right hidden down here. So I'll get you a better view of that in a second. Okay, so I've put you on a slightly smaller tripod. Hopefully you can see what we're up to. So we're looking at the main battery that's responsible for starting the car. As I say, we're going to leave the positive terminal alone. The negative terminal doesn't have a cover on it, and this literally just links down to the boot floor. So that's the earth, as it's sometimes referred to, or the negative terminal, or ground. It's got a few different names. This stud here, it's got a 10mm fixing on it, so I've got a 10mm socket and a ridiculously long extension and a stubby little flex handled ratchet, just because it makes it nice and easy to reach and get to. You don't need a lot of force on this, it's not very tight. You also don't need to unscrew it all the way. Just a couple of turns is enough to loosen it off and enable you to wiggle the terminal and pull it off. Just like that. And that's all you need to do to disconnect that battery. That battery's now not powering anything on the car. As for its little mate then, down here in the corner, again, negative, positive, leave the positive alone, leave the cap on. Not very tight. And again, you don't need to unscrew it all the way, just a couple of turns is enough. and a bit of a wiggle and that terminal clamp comes off. And that is it, your battery is disconnected. Now that your batteries are disconnected, this is your word of warning. You may have noticed on the Jaguar there is no manual way to open the boot, it is electronic. Now that the battery is disconnected, if you close the boot, it will lock shut and it will not be able to open. So you have to either put something on here to stop the boot catch from engaging, like a piece of wood or whatever, or if you're happy leaving it up, that's fine, great. Or if you do close it, there is an emergency release lever here, which does glow day glow, but as it's in the boot in darkness, I've never seen it glow. Or what you can do is you can push the catch closed against itself and make it think that the boot is shut when actually it isn't. So now, because I've done that and I've pushed that catch round, the boot can come down as much as it wants. And now it just rests on the catch and it's about 1/2 inch open. So there's no danger of me now locking myself out of the boot and locking myself out of putting the battery back on. Be warned. If you have managed to lock yourself out of the boot and you can't open it to reconnect the battery, the only way is to go in the car through the front, somehow remove the parcel shelf, which will be quite difficult against its catches or its hinge points, and then somehow get over the 2 seats in the middle, of which there is absolutely no space, and then somehow pull or move this release lever. I'd suggest you're probably going to be fishing with a long metal hook. Here endeth today's lesson. Just remember, do not lock yourself out of that boot. It is a world of hurt. Thanks very much for watching. Please do all your normal YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It all massively helps the channel out and motivates me to keep on going and keep making videos about stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.